Okay, watch list for June 20th, 2014. Got a, kind of a trade recap and watch list as well. I'll run through it pretty quick. AMKR is the first one on watch, and this one I royally botched yesterday. Um, Having a lot of problems with patience lately. I'm just taking these itty bitty profits. Now, the good news is I'm pretty much green every day, and I'm not letting losses run or anything, but I've almost ratcheted it too far one way. So I'm just taking these itty bitty losses. I entered this, I think, right here, mid morning, or kind of right after the close when it looked like it was fading. I think I got in at like 12:07. It cracked 12, came back, and I exited for like, I don't know, $100 or something, because this stock has tormented me for weeks. So I thought, again, it's not going to break down. It's not going to break down. Well, right here, it squeezes me out. Again, I make hardly anything, and then just all day fade. Never really cracked hard, but all day, fade, 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 fade. And this thing has the kind of chart. If you go out to like a daily, this thing, look at, this thing could. There's all kinds of downside on this. So I don't know if I'll play it today. One of my problems is more when it comes to letting winners run is just I've got an extreme lack of patience lately because everything just seems to be so slow to break down. And man, if I'm in something and I gotta watch it for an hour, it's painful. I can't stand it. So I don't know. I need to work on my patience, I guess. This could have been a great trade yesterday, but I turned it into a shitty trade because of lack of patience. So that's on watch. AUMN is another one. My screens there's not a ton on screen because it's just loaded with all of these junky mining and gold companies. There's nonstop of them. Most of them are low volume. Nothing great. Even this one. It's up. It's a doubler, but it's low volume. This is kind of the best one I could find for a short setup. But if you're looking for shorts, I would look at all these golds and mining companies and find the ones that that actually have volume. As I'm going through, a lot of these things just there's nothing there. So this one I'll watch. NFEC I've been watching for a while, and geez, look at that. If I go to the daily, it probably looks okay. But, geez, after I look at this again, maybe. It's some lame alternative energy company, but there's a lot of choppiness there. I'm not in love with that one either. ACHN, I made peanuts on this yesterday. Right here, I thought early in the day maybe it was going to finally kind of roll over right here. And I think I got in at 760 and got out at 755 or something. Now, worked out good because all day just, grind. This would have been 4 hours of absolute pain, and then you'd get fucking kicked in the nuts at 2 o'clock when it spiked. Now, this is another one that's been very, I've watch, and it just never wants to break down. Someday it will, but today's Friday. Is today the day? I don't know. Probably not. The one long watch I have, which is probably the best out of everything, is STEM. I again traded this yesterday for peanuts. Seems to be a real recurring theme. I think I got in at 180 right after the open. I thought about getting in pre-market and didn't. And then it shot right to 2. Now, of course, I think I was out at 190. I took 10 cents. And this one again, there probably would have been. I was in the low 180s. I think I got notes somewhere. It would have been hard to hold it through this, but it kind of comes back a little bit and then trends up all day, and then pre-market it's spiking. It's frustrating lately. The market is just. It's tough for me because I don't like trading a lot. I don't like scalping, but it's tough that not getting the big moves. Everything just kind of grinds, whether it grinds up or grinds down. And because of that, I've tried to adapt and I've changed my position size. So I've gone a lot smaller to try and hold longer. But even though my position size is smaller and I'm looking at it and I'm down, say, $50, it's not a big deal profit and loss wise, but the patience issue I come up with is just I hate looking at the same stock when I'm in it. I don't mind watching them when I'm not in them, but when I'm in something and just it sits there and sits there and sits there for hours, I get impatient and I cover it, and that's what I did with AMKR yesterday. I just was like, and this was only an hour from 10 to 11 a.m. But I just was like, I can't take it anymore. I'm out. And then, of course, 5 minutes after I'm out, it fades. So that's what I'm working on, is adjusting my position sizing and just trying to be more patient. I don't know. Maybe I need to get in something, set an alert, and read a book or something. But the other misses yesterday were BLDP. Same thing. I mean, plug was fading all day. I shorted this. In and out, in and out. I don't even know how many times through this chop I'd short it and then cover for down 2 cents. I mean, just itty bitty amounts. I mean, $50, $50. I'd win. I'd make it. And what most frustrating thing about this is, I told myself this thing's going back to 4. I'm like, it's gonna fade to 4, and it did. I mean, it closed exactly at 4. And just because I was worried about a penny here, a penny there. Foolish. It just, I ended up green yesterday, but just a bad day. And so I'll probably, on Fridays, I usually only try to trade a half a day. Friday afternoon, shit just gets weird, especially in the summer. So, we'll see, but these are just things I'm working on for next week, because this week has been frustrating from the standpoint of not letting winners run. I've very successfully limited my losers, which is great, which is the huge thing, and that's 90% of trading. But what I've done is I've taken my cutting losers philosophy and applied it to my winners. It's like I get a little bitty move either way and I'm out. So that's I need to meditate on that over the weekend. So good luck today. Again, not a whole lot on scan, but we'll see what shapes up. It's 8:30 now. Usually we'll see what shapes up pre-market here. Thanks a lot.